This is Mount Rainier. Hi, we're Yvonne and Jeremy. We got married last year, and now we're exploring the US full-time. In our last video, our friends joined us for a fun few days at the enormous Olympic National Park, where we enjoyed stunning mountains, beautiful pebble beaches, and plenty of temperate rainforest. In today's video, we're headed to Mount Rainier National Park. Good morning, everyone. It is less than 50 degrees. We are at Mount Rainier National Park at the sunrise area. It's just after 8 o'clock in the morning, but the parking lot is already crowded. Tons of people here on a weekend.
Took out our hiking sticks. Hopefully that will help us as we do the ascent up the mountain. I am very, very excited for today. Just look at that. This is the view we're getting as we're hiking up. Amazing. I'm actually so surprised that it's so clear up here because while we were driving up, it was just pretty much foggy all the way. But once we hit a certain elevation, all the fog just cleared up and everything is clear from that point on.
It's beautiful, it's brisk, and yeah, there are a lot of people, but you don't feel crowded.
This is our favorite, rock scrambles right before we reach our destination. Just kidding, guys, it's really not our favorite. You just kind of wonder, how did they get here? All of these pieces of rocks just here.
Because of erosion.
Oh, because of erosion, says Jeremy. We have reached the top. Oh, you can see the cascades from here. Highly, highly recommend this hike. It's just beautiful from the start to finish, and you just get a nicer and nicer view of Mount Rainier. And when you're up here at the top, it's like the grand finale. It's so beautiful, really, really amazing. What do you think, Jeremy?
You took all the words for me.
Snack break up here. Good morning, everyone. We just dropped off our friends off to the airport and both of us got to rest up for a day, and now we're back on the road.
It's a beautiful Monday morning here in the park, and today also happens to be Yvonne and my dating anniversary. A lot has happened over the last few years. For those of you that don't know much about our story, we started dating while I was living abroad and working in China. We were long distance, and I just remember our first phone date was actually when she called me to tell me that, yeah, she would be interested in pursuing a relationship together. And I just remember feeling so at home and so comforted during that first call. I pretty much knew on that first date that I wanted to marry her and spend the rest of my life with her. So the date is kind of important to me and to us. So today we're going up to Pinnacles Peak, which is a point from which you can look at Mount Rainier. Hopefully we'll be able to see it when we get up there because there are some clouds covering it right now.
Most of the trail is pretty shaded so far. We're barely getting any sun. We're just kind of hiding next to the trees. Part of this trail is climbing up some rocks too. What if there was like a massive rock slide and then it buries us?
I hope that doesn't happen.
Even though Mount Rainier is partially covered in clouds, I still think it's really cool. It just looks so majestic. It's like just peeking out of the clouds. It's a different view, but I still like it.
Every few minutes as you're walking up this path, the view of Mount Rainier slightly changes as you kind of make your way around it.
Walking on rocks after all.
We got to the top and there are some clouds remaining at the base, but for the most part, the top is completely clear.
What did we pack for lunch?
We have Yvonne's classic sandwich with the pesto sauce, some hard-boiled eggs, some wafers that only Yvonne will eat, a PB&J that we will share.
Nice.
PB&J, not to toot my own horn, but I feel like the ratios are just perfect on this. Oh, it's pretty good. Her definition of pretty good is anywhere from between 5 to 95% good. That's a pretty big range.
We just met the sweetest couple. They just told us a little bit more about this place, and apparently they make the drive up to Mount Rainier every year, once a year for the past 20 years to do this hike. They gave us a piece of chocolate. How sweet of them. Oh my gosh, he dropped the chocolate.
I dropped my chocolate.
I'm still gonna eat it.
Watch me. It was from that sweet couple. I had to eat it.
I'm glad we did this hike. I don't think we were planning to do this hike, but I just kind of stumbled upon this hike yesterday when I was doing research. The trail is generally not super difficult. There are some uphills. It's really not bad at all. You get a combination of trees and rocks, amazing views all around. While we were hiking, we were kind of reflecting a little bit on our 3 years of being together, and I was actually getting kind of emotional because just that much happened within these 3 years.
So Yvonne and I actually worked together for a few years as part of a nonprofit organization teaching English in Central Asia, but it wasn't for a few years till I noticed her. Yeah, I really appreciated seeing her heart for people and just her love. Like, it just oozes from everything that she does and every interaction that she has. So I really came to admire and appreciate that, and yeah, wanted to get to know her better. And now that we're in this new season of life, it feels like we're getting to do dating all over again, and that's something that I've been really been enjoying.
All right, we're now done with the Pinnacles Peak trail.
I think it was a good payoff with less effort than Mount Fremont. So this has vaulted to the top of my list of hikes at Mount Rainier. We're on our second trail of the day now. After finishing Pinnacle Peak Trail, we're now bound to see some lakes.
So this is a trail where we will go to 2 lakes. The first one that we will go to is Bench Lake, and then the second one is Snow Lake. Wow, that's so pretty. Oh, it's so peaceful.
We got to the first lake here, Bench Lake, and it is just beautiful. We are the only ones here, and it is late afternoon. The water is still, it's clear, and you can see Mount Rainier in the background with just some clouds hovering over the lower parts of Mount Rainier. But we still have Snow Lake left to go, so we'll get there shortly.
I love that coming up from Bench Lake, it's just this field of wildflowers and trees. I just love it. This is really beautiful fall colors. Is it another switchback?
I mean, there's steps going up.
I feel like Bench Lake raised the bar pretty high for us for Snow Lake. We'll see if the view is better than Bench Lake. Apparently it is.
The lake is surrounded by this mountain ridge. Wow, this is a whole nother view. Earlier we were on the other side of Snow Lake and we couldn't see everything, but now we came to the campsite and the little edge of ground that we're standing on is surrounded on all sides by this pristine blue lake. It's hard to describe, and the mountain range in the background is also just stunning.
When we were first at the other side, I was like a little bit unimpressed just because Bench Lake earlier was so nice. I was thinking like you could still see Mount Rainier and just something just as beautiful, but just one step up. But when you come to Snow Lake, it's a different view. You don't see Mount Rainier, but you do see mountain ridges and just this green, beautiful emerald lake. And it's a beautiful view. It's a different vibe from Bench Lake. I love it. I love that both lakes are very different, even though they're so close to each other.
We did two of the lighter trails today, the Pinnacle Peak Trail and the Bench Lake and Snow Lake Trail. And both, I think, were very, very underrated. Beautiful views, fall colors, reflective lakes, good views of Mount Rainier. And so I think overall, we're just very thankful and appreciative of this day.
I feel like the places we went to were, underrated. Yeah, I'm so glad we went. Of course, not a lot of people at these trails, and then I just feel like it was just more quiet, more peaceful. I think tomorrow we're going to try and wake up early. Well, I'm going to try and wake up early because Jeremy wakes up early anyway. And we're going to try again to see the reflection at the reflection lake, and then afterward we will go to Skyline Loop. We've arrived at the reflection lakes. This is actually our third time this trip coming here. The first day was really foggy. The second day, it was just windy and Mount Rainier was covered in clouds. But today, Mount Rainier is covered by a little bit of cloud, but the water here is so still. You can see the reflection.
We stopped by Reflection Lake this morning and we saw a beautiful reflection of Mount Rainier in the lake. We're getting ready to start the Skyline Loop in the Paradise area. It should be just over 5 miles and it's a pretty clear sky, not a lot of clouds except right over Rainier. The trail is a loop, so we'll be doing it in the counterclockwise direction to keep the sun behind us.
The good thing about hiking the counterclockwise direction is that half mile in, you'll reach the Myrtle Falls. And also you get this awesome view of Mount Rainier pretty much the whole time as you're hiking this direction. Most people who hike this direction mostly just go to the Myrtle Falls. So that area is a little bit more crowded, but once you leave that area and continue onto the Skyline Trail, it will be way less people. Ooh. Stay on the trail, Jeremy. Don't go off.
Was I close to going off?
Yeah, you're one step away.
So we've climbed over this ridge and on the other side there's a beautiful valley, and since fall is coming soon you can see all these different colors and some oranges and reds across the hills. Someone is resting.
Yes, and holding all your stuff. It's like beautiful in the front and beautiful in the back. They're like really big. I feel like the real gem of this hike are those mountains behind me. He's
making me carry her trekking poles, but I still need 4 more to become a spider.
I feel like every time I look at the mountains, it's just a different spot that just gets highlighted because of the sun.
It's gotten pretty cold since we got up here, but it's cool to see the glacial runoff over there.
It's getting really, 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 really cold.
And Mount Rainier! Oh wait. There it is. Alright, we've gotten to Yvonne's favorite part, the glacier.
Yeah, it's pretty satisfying. You should poke through it.
We're getting towards the top, getting towards Pinnacle Point. It's started to drizzle, and we are chilled to the bone.
I'm so cold right now. I feel like I can't see anything around me. It's just fog everywhere, and it's raining harder and harder.
After a few minutes of waiting and worrying about if we were going to be trapped in a rainstorm on top of Mount Rainier, it started to clear a little bit. It's still not totally clear, you still can't see the whole thing, but you can start to see some of the glacial runoff, some waterfall looking parts.
Okay, the wind died down. We walked down a few steps and there's no wind anymore, but I feel like I need to just stand here and defrost.
We're on our way down and we see a family of marmots. I think we see at least 5 or 6 here. We're finally back to the car and it is nice and warm. I think on the way back I started to regain feeling in my fingers and my body started to warm up more. So I'm thankful that we survived this last hike in Mount Rainier National Park.
Because of our hike today and because of all the cute marmots that we saw, I decided to go back to the inn just to get the postcard. But you know what? They actually sold out of that postcard and I ended up just getting a sticker, which costs like 10 times more, but it's still worth it.
10 times more.
I told Jeremy that it would make me really, really happy if I got this, and so we got it.
Yes. All right, well, hope you guys enjoyed our Mount Rainier video. We're headed up further north in our next video, so thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you again in the next one.